watching around the world, this is the moment you truly all been waiting for. Live from the sold-out T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Lightweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 21 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 154 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, presenting the former UFC featherweight champion, the former UFC lightweight champion, and the #1 ranked lightweight contender in the world, the challenger, the pride of Ireland, the notorious Conor McGregor. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding an undefeated professional record, 26 wins, no losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Dagestan, Russia, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Khabib, the Eagle, Nurmagomedov.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're going to keep this clean. Touch gloves now if you wish to. All right, let's do this.
Well, if you bet that the fighters would not touch gloves, cash those tickets, and wherever you are in the world tonight, one way or another, we will all witness a piece of UFC history. The King is back, looking to regain his throne. And we are underway. This fight clock brought to you by Modelo Especial, brew with a fighting spirit since 1925. McGregor in green, Nurmagomedov in black. McGregor lands early.
Pressure right off the bat by Conor. He's trying to force the shot out of Khabib with pressure instead of waiting for Khabib to come at him.
Khabib got a hold of his ankles. He's got his leg.
And what he's got to do is get his left leg over the back ankle of Khabib's right leg. He needs to get that. Conor needs the left leg behind the ankle of Khabib in order to stuff this. And now he's got it. But a good defense by Conor so far.
Look at this.
Got the ankles. As long as he stays on the ankle, he's good.
He's doing a fantastic job of defending. Look at him spinning around. Khabib looking to complete the takedown, and he gets it.
Man.
Conor gets right up to the cage. Let's see if he can get back up to his feet. It's one of the big questions. He's got his feet tied up well. Look how good Khabib has done a job of wrapping those two legs up together.
This is what he does to everybody he fights. He crosses your legs, and now if your legs can't get away, then you can't get up. You're pinned to the floor. And he's done this better than anybody. He elevates and straightens your legs out. And now what he's going to do is try to lift Conor's knees and legs higher than Conor's head so that he can't move. Conor's just got to stay calm and not use his energy because he's not taking damage here.
It feels like he's far better equipped to handle 5 rounds than he was when he left in 2016.
Khabib does such a good job of wrapping those legs up, extending them and wrapping them up so you can't get them out from under you.
I've never seen anybody be able to straighten a leg out like that. The way he hangs and he almost knee bars you by collecting your heel up. It's just different how he holds you there. Most people can get away when you do that, but when Khabib grabs your legs, he just keeps them.
Yeah, he's doing it again. Look at him pinch those legs
together. He does it different, and they cross every single time. He crosses them over each other.
He's just so good at squeezing.
This is what you got to do to Conor early, though. If you're Khabib, you have to do this early. You can't try to give him all the rest he needs in the first couple rounds. That's when Conor's the most dangerous.
Couple right hands have landed for Khabib. His first strikes of the fight. McGregor trying to control his breathing. Ate a big right hand there.
And what Conor's doing is he's trying to dig underhooks and stay in a ball so there's no hooks. So Conor, see how he's got over the top of Khabib's head or his arms? He needs to get in between the arms and legs of Khabib if he's going to get up. He can't be on the outside of Khabib's arms here.
Again, Khabib ties those legs up together. It's just tremendous how he does it. And it's something that you see him do against every single guy he fights. They know what he wants to do. They can't stop it.
He's got a different type of pressure from here. I think he's just extremely strong as well. And now he's under the back of Conor, so that Conor can't get his hips underneath him.
It's a lifetime of grappling.
And you do have a referee in Herb Dean that is going to give Khabib every opportunity to work on the ground, especially when he has the legs trapped.
Right now we're seeing Conor okay because he's not taking damage, so he's staying very calm so he doesn't waste his energy. But once he gets wore out from this grappling, then you're going to start seeing Khabib posture up and start landing the big punches. But he can't do it too soon because otherwise Conor will get away. He's got to play the squeeze game right now. Nice pass, straight to half guard. And now the pressure is just heavy here. You could tell he's extremely heavy. That left shoulder and the chin of Conor really makes it minimal for Conor to be able to get to a hip.
He does a tremendous job, and he keeps you from being able to breathe. Pressure on the chest, and then the overwhelming sensation that he can continue to do this as long as he wants. And that is exhausting in and of itself.
I love that he's just being patient, though. This is what you've got to do to Conor early. You can't be silly and try to pretend that you're going to give him space to stand up. You've got to smother him and try to take some of the wind out of his sails early so he's not so powerful. Take some of that pop away and then take some chances after that if you're Khabib.
And Conor can't use too much explosive energy to try to get up without technique. If he does that, he knows he's going to burn himself out, and he knows if he can't stop Khabib, Khabib's going to be able to do this in the second, the third, the fourth, and then how long can he keep him away from him?
Well, don't forget, Conor used literally no energy right now because he took no damage. He did get stuck on the floor, but he has no, so this second round he'll be fresh. Let's see what he does with it.
Exactly the start that Khabib Nurmagomedov was looking for in round one.
You know the shots get slower as the rounds go on. That was his absolute best there. When you got behind the black line, you chased him. So let's keep him behind the black line, let him come to you. Your left hand will be there. Sting him, circle him off. He's doing a lot of work circling around. When he's in range, pop. Perfect.
Yeah, you did everything good, everything good. How you feel it? How you feel so?
Keep your chin down, keep your chin down. Okay? Keep your chin down, hands up.
If you grab his leg, just push him against the cage and then take him down from there.
Dom, any thoughts on that messaging there from Javier Mendez and crew?
The Javier Mendez is okay, that's great, but they look a little frantic. I mean, that would make me feel crazy in there. Yeah, like let's calm down a little guy, give him some real feedback. I don't know.
Well, every mixed martial arts round begins on the feet. Let's see how it goes here early round two.
Conor knows he can land that left whenever he wants, so that's what he's waiting for. He's waiting for that counter. He's waiting to force Khabib to take a bad shot and then make him pay for it. That's what we're seeing here.
McGregor fires the knee, appeared to just miss. Oh! Massive right from Nurmagomedov! And a knee from McGregor
Nasty
now!
right hand.
Wow!
And that's the problem with takedowns is they gain the respect of the striker. Your striking gets better if you force takedowns because you're thinking about the shot. And now the shot set up from the overhand. It goes back and forth, and that's what's made Nurmagomedov the best. That right hand.
Wow.
What an entry by Nurmagomedov, and now he has McGregor up against the fence, 4+ minutes with which to work.
And this is what Khabib has done to everybody. If you stop his wrestling, then he's going to punch you. Once you start getting punched, his wrestling opens back up, and that's why you need a threat of grappling and striking mixed together. But realistically, the sharpness goes to Conor in the striking, but the grappling is just so one-dimensional and so over. Like
He's
just so
working an
much
arm
better.
triangle here. He's got it up. He's on top of him, full mount.
Good scramble by Conor, getting his guard back. Butterfly, not full guard.
The Khabib's all over him here.
And McGregor exploded there to try to escape, nothing doing. 90 seconds gone by here, round 2.
And the moral victory of Khabib landing that big right hand. Oh, big grounding pound.
And Khabib said he wanted to make Conor suffer.
He also said he wanted to change his face. This is one of the scariest things I've ever heard a person say about a fight.
Well, not unlike Tony Ferguson, Khabib can go all day. Oh, big right hands landing from Nurmagomedov, who came into this fight unquestionably in the best shape of his life.
Conor's talking to him. I can't hear what he's saying, but he's getting tagged.
Well, that's Khabib talking, and he's not saying nice things.
Oh! Big elbow from Nurmagomedov did not appear to cut McGregor open.
The power he generates from his ground and pound is just interesting. I don't understand, because you can hear it landing over and over.
It's just ferocious. I mean, he's the best ground and pound artist in the sport. Oh, Conor's getting lit up. Conor's in serious trouble.
Oh, massive ground strikes here. Khabib watching closely.
Khabib is trying to smash his face.
McGregor forced to just cover up. How many shots can one man take? 2 minutes to go in the round.
And he's trying to gas Khabib out, because he's taking shots, but they're not the worst shots you could take. He's covered up. It just doesn't look good.
I don't think he's trying to gas Khabib out. I think he's getting smashed.
I think it's a mixture of everything.
I don't think he has a choice here. I don't think he's trying to gas him out. I think he's getting smashed.
I agree, but you have no
That
choice
was an
either.
illegal knee on the ground by Conor. A knee to the head of a downed opponent.
Can't interlock the toes in the fence. McGregor got away with that one, still doing it. Herb Dean should be
Khabib is
warning him there.
He's going for a
That
Kimura
unlock
here.
that is tight. That looks like it's going to get finished here, ladies and gentlemen. That's tight. Good defense. It's like Conor's thinking, so why isn't he trying to get up?
Because he's exhausted and he's getting his face punched in. And I don't think he can. I just think Khabib is so much better on the ground that he's surprised.
I agree.
And Nurmagomedov's output hasn't waned one bit.
Now remember, we're dealing with the old rules here, so Khabib has to wait until he's fully up to hit him with knees.
Crowd goes bananas as McGregor gets upright, but for how long?
And he's taking some big, deep breaths.
30 seconds here in round 2.
Khabib can keep this pace for 5.
And I don't believe Conor has a stoppage win in the UFC after the second round.
That is correct.
Conor hasn't had an answer at all for the grappling Khabib in one bit.
Nurmagomedov with a huge second round, likely a 10-8.
Telling you, he didn't need his biggest shots, as it looked like. It looked bad, but he wasn't eating them square, Joe.
What a stand-up, brilliant. Okay, it's those low singles coming from halfway across the cage now.
Draw him on, Conor. Pop the jab and pull out. Let him fall into the space. Straight up and push down.
Do not chase him this round. Draw him on. If you push him back, you can spend the first minute just getting your recovery.
puts the
Khabib
back
is
of the
not even
jab.
tired here. This is what's terrifying. Look at this right hand. Boom. Clips him on the chin. Drops him. Let's see it again. Winging right hand. And as you said, Dominic Cruz, he was looking for the takedown, and that's why he got hit by the right hand. It takes you back to Crow Cop versus Kevin Randleman. Same sort of situation.
You gotta respect a takedown, especially when you don't get up.
Round 3 brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of UFC. John Kavanaugh not wanting McGregor to chase. We'll see if he can oblige.
Kavanaugh said pressure to get your air back. You can get a little air if you pressure in the beginning. And now Khabib's tired too, don't forget that. The striking, he's full of blood. They both are.
Perhaps McGregor sensing that now.
McGregor looking for that big left hand.
Khabib used tons of energy on that ground and pound, Joe. Tons. That was a crazy pace, that last round.
Well, we did see him slow down considerably against Al Iaquinta in the later rounds.
And now you're seeing Conor grow at the body. That's the same thing he did to Mendez. He waited 2 rounds and started teeping at the body. And then starts going up high. There it is. There's the teep to the body. He's just trying to take there out of Khabib, letting Khabib wrestle himself out. Because you gotta, it can go both ways.
Well, you hate to read too much into the body language, but this is as fatigued as I've seen Khabib Nurmagomedov in that octagon.
I don't know if he looks fatigued to me. It doesn't look like he's breathing heavy. It looks like he's trying to find his moments, but he's getting outboxed.
Yeah, I don't think he's tired. I think he's just a little heavy from the grappling last round. But he's not tired per se. His muscles are full of blood, so he's a little slower. And that's where Conor can use his left.
And there's the shot.
And that's what his coaches, that's what they were talking about.
He stuffed that one. Oh, elbow by Conor.
That's what Kavanaugh was talking about. Said the first couple shots are going to come heavy. Later, they won't be so heavy. Big right hand by Khabib.
Just over 3 minutes here in this 3rd round. Level change from Khabib.
They stuffed that as well. Look at this. This is where it's getting interesting. Now, the real question is, how much endurance does Conor have now? How much has he worked on his conditioning? And how do you prepare for a guy like Nurmagomedov? Nice knee to the body by Conor.
Those knees to the body will add up, and so will the punches and the kick teeps.
Oh, uppercut.
McGregor feints.
These guys are staring each other in the face right at time, no range at all. They're just sitting there punching, exchanging.
McGregor continues to bank that body work.
Seeing Khabib standing right in front of Conor like this is crazy.
I don't understand why he doesn't shoot, why he doesn't mix it up.
Oh, he clipped him the left hand. Oh!
He slapped him. He slapped him on that one.
Front kick to the body by Conor. He's pawing with that punch. He's having a hard time getting that snap back.
And Khabib standing right in front of perhaps the best striker in UFC history. McGregor to the body again.
Good left hand to the body there by Conor. Another good knee.
Khabib to the body. He doesn't seem to fear the power coming back from McGregor as yet. Trip by Nurmagomedov gets McGregor down briefly.
Back up to his feet though. Very interesting.
Keep those hands hard. That's your focus. That's it. That's your focus.
Slight edge in terms of the significant strikes in round 3 for Conor. Less than a minute to go in the round.
And you see how Conor's collecting the left arm of Khabib. That stops him from being able to connect his hands, and he can't double off or grab a single leg. If you can't lock your hands together, you can't finish the takedown. So Conor's leaning against the fence and just controlling one arm.
So what does Khabib do to counter that?
You got to try to get a single leg the best you can, because you can't get a double as long as Conor's controlling your wrist. Here's grabbing the glove there. You can't clasp your hands together. The only thing you can do is keep the pressure like he's doing, so you're not getting picked apart. But you got see, he's got his glove. He's got his glove underneath it.
Keep fighting. Keep fighting.
So he's just holding it so he can't complete the takedown.
Stop.
15 minutes in the books. We head to the championship rounds.
Grabbing. What did Khabib just say to him?
Couldn't understand it.
Well, Conor was grabbing his glove, which is illegal. The hooking of the glove is illegal.
It's a veteran move.
He started, Brian. He started. Don't let him work. Don't let him work. Just pressure him.
Listen, can you punch hard and go for the takedown? This is the fourth round. Drink some water. Drink some water. Here.
No, too much water.
Okay. Here. Hey,
you shouldn't be talking.
I want him. He's got it.
Give me a little bit more pressure.
Khabib there protesting to the referee. Herb Dean at 3 times. Conor McGregor has held the glove.
The championship rounds, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. And Khabib, if you've watched his career, you know he's not in his element unless he is jabbing and talking to whomever. The referee, his opponent, round 4.
Watch the counter left hand of Conor. It's going to be sent up. He's waiting for the right hand of Khabib.
Oh, Conor looks very good coming out for this 4th round.
I swear, I think this is when he was looking to try to get him. Wait for Khabib to get a little tired on the takedowns and look to knock him out later. You would think it'd be the other way around, though.
Second time for both of these fighters to have seen a 4th round in their careers.
That jabbing front kick to the body. He used that fantastically against Chad Mendes, and he's using it here again tonight. There it is again.
He's so worried about the power in his hands that sometimes you forget about his legs.
Good entry by Nurmagomedov. McGregor trying to use the fence to his advantage. And he gets tripped right down. Too good.
He does such a good job of using his legs to wrap up your legs. But Conor's back up to his feet almost.
And this is where Khabib really starts to get ahead from this position. Once he gets here, he doesn't let go of that grip. And he goes back and forth between the double, and he wears you out by putting all that pressure on your arms like that. It makes you carry his weight up against the fence. He's done this time and time again, and when you try to stand up without hand control, he throws you.
Another warning from Herb Dean for a fence grab there.
His grappling is just one step ahead.
Just tremendous control on the ground.
4 of 7 on the takedowns for Nurmagomedov. But it's what he does with them. 2 minutes have gone by here in round 4.
Got an arm triangle almost, but Conor got weaseled his other arm in there.
It's in there, but it's still the fact that he can pin the head against the arm is just it's a big part of securing that. If he can control that, now he stepped the arm over, but now Conor regained that arm.
The one thing Conor has done is stayed pretty safe. He's just getting controlled very badly is the only difference.
Good hip escape there by Conor. Needs to keep going if he has the energy. But again, Khabib uses those legs to tie his legs up. I mean, it's a big part of his grappling. It's not just grappling with his arms, but utilizing his legs for control.
Big left hands from Nurmagomedov.
Again, full mount, back mount.
There's the choke.
He's got it. It's under the neck.
There it is.
Nope, it's on the chin.
There's the tap. Still undisputed. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Look at him. Look at him screaming at the corner. He's screaming at Dylan Dennis, Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach. Look at him. Oh,
and now Khabib jumps the fence.
No.
Whoa! And he's going right at Dylan Dennis. Mayhem. Oh, no. Total chaos here. It looks like UFC security has corralled Khabib Nurmagomedov. Well, Khabib wasn't kidding when he said no handshake after the fight. And now one of Nurmagomedov's teammates throws a right-handed Conor. All hell has broken loose.
This is crazy.
And this is not...
Well, this is
not something we're going to like, nothing we're going to condone. It's not something we want to promote. This is not professionalism, but it is the fight game to an extent.
This is horrible.
It can get nasty.
This is the nastiest I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is not how you want it to be in this sport. This is not how we want to represent ourselves.
Jumping out of the octagon like that and attacking someone in the crowd.
And
I mean, that is so stupid and so unnecessary and so foolish. After such a spectacular victory.
And one of Khabib's teammates, I believe, Zubair Tuhugov, landed a right-hand flush on Conor McGregor in there. This is going to stain an incredible performance for Khabib Nurmagomedov and out of character for him, too.
Yeah, this is not the way you want to represent the sport here.
Well, Conor McGregor showed you the championship heart tonight. He had a few moments in the middle of this fight, but as many expected, Khabib Nurmagomedov, once again, for all his contemporaries, just too much. Too much on the ground. Had the striking going tonight.
But I feel like this entire event has been marred by him jumping out of the octagon and attacking Dylan Dennis like that. It's just the whole thing is so foolish.
Well, it just ruins everything,
and then his teammates jumping into the octagon, punching Conor McGregor. I mean, this is just crazy.
It's a habit. And I think they connected pretty heavy on Conor.
Yes.
They hit him from
right
behind.
In front of us. Dana White in there trying to restore order.
And Conor wasn't participating in this, by the way. They jumped him when he was just recovering from getting beaten.
Well, hopefully the worst of this is behind us, but drinks are starting to fly a little bit in here.
And Khabib is back inside the octagon now.
How do we let these people back in here? Why don't we just separate them? I mean...
Well, I don't know if there's enough security in the world, because more people who are in dispute here are moving towards the cage, and I don't know if there's enough security to get them out of there.
Let's go back to the
Go back to your new stuff.
Khabib perhaps trying to explain himself here to Dana.
Yeah, you don't want to be anywhere near the press conference after this.
Daniel Cormier in there now, supporting his teammate Khabib Nurmagomedov. Luke Rockhold as well. But one thing that is undisputed about Conor McGregor is that he is honorable in defeat, Joe, respectful in defeat, and he did not deserve that right hand, the wayward right hand from a teammate inside the octagon after losing a mixed martial arts fight.
No, that was disgusting. It was two things disgusting. Khabib jumping out of the octagon and attacking Dylan Dennis was foolish. But Khabib's friends jumping into the octagon and attacking Conor, who had no idea that they were there, just jumped on him. It was completely cowardly. And I know they're friends with him and they got caught up in the moment, but it's so unnecessary, so terrible for the sport, and ruins this moment, which is an incredible moment for Khabib.
And we have to get back to it, to that end. This replay brought to you by Nemiroff, bold character since 1872.
Well, let's take a look at it here. This is the end of the fight. Khabib takes Conor down, Again, ties up his legs, gets his back, drags him to the ground. Got his back, got his neck, got under the neck, was cranking his neck. It was really more of a neck crank than it was even a choke. If you look at it, he's not even under the chin. And Conor forced the tap. And Khabib's still furious. Even after Conor taps, Khabib's getting up. He screams at him. And this is awful. Incredible performance by Khabib. But then to have this afterwards is just so disappointing.
Well, and Khabib is such a calculated, well-thought individual that it's going to be interesting to hear from him as to why he exploded in such fashion. He's asking where his belt is now. Mick Maynard, our matchmaker, holding on to the gold, but...
You know, and this is not going to end here. This is what's unfortunate. This is going to spill out onto the streets. There's a lot of Russian fans. There's a lot of Irish fans.
A lot of alcohol.
There's a lot of booze and a lot of chaos.
The big picture of this whole thing is you're a champion and you got to carry yourself as one. And now everybody who follows you is going to be instigated by this as well. So yeah, you're right, Joe. There's going to be fights everywhere tonight.
Just when you thought maybe you had seen it all. An amazing night of mixed martial arts competition, somewhat marred here late by the fight after the fight.
Dana White's in front of us right now, just disgusted by the whole thing.
Saying that Khabib probably won't be fighting again for a long time, and maybe not Conor either.
Well, Conor didn't do anything. I mean, Conor lost, but he stayed there and he got attacked.
True.
Khabib jumped out of the octagon, attacked Dylan Dennis. His friends jumped into the octagon and attacked Conor. Conor didn't even retaliate. I mean, he got jumped.
Yeah, that's what it amounts to.
What's crazy is Khabib doing that. He's going to get fined. He's likely going to get suspended. This is awful.
It's just not a pretty way to become champion, in my opinion. It's not how I would want it.
And just, I can't overstate how out of character it is for the eternally composed Khabib Nurmagomedov, sure.
Well, he's a respectful man, and when he's disrespected, he takes it extremely personally. He doesn't think this is just a game. This isn't fun. It's not promotion. For him, this is deeply, deeply personal.
It's rooted. It went all the way to families for these two gentlemen, so it's a big deal for both of them.
Look his build. Here's what's going to happen.
This play out like that. He's so incredibly disappointed. So incredibly disappointing.
And Nurmagomedov seemed hell-bent on getting that belt inside the octagon, but they will usher him out. He will not talk to Joe Rogan. We will
And they're throwing things at him. He's going to experience hate like he's never experienced in his entire career. If he thought he experienced hate before this is going to be on a whole other level.
All right, the official decision brought to you by Metro PCS, now Metro by T-Mobile. Discover the smarter way to get unlimited and see what's new on October 8th. One final time tonight. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 3 seconds of the 4th round. Declaring the winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, and still the undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Khabib, the Eagle, Nurmagomedov.
EA Sports UFC 3, get up to 50% off, including exclusive in-game content with the new limited-time UFC 3 Notorious Edition available on Xbox One and PS4 until October 16th.
William Hill sponsors BT Sports coverage of UFC.
The Women's International Friendlies.
I've just had my Weetabix.
Make yourself at home. Have you had your Weetabix? Try Weetabix Protein, the easy way to get more protein.
Strong stuff.
Thursdays are buzzing. Unai's young guns. You enjoyed that one, Stevie? Get that game, boys. You still got time. And the Blues. Well, they're in cruise control. UEFA Europa League. Every match live and exclusive on BT Sport.
William Hill sponsors BT Sports coverage of UFC.
The UFC, the world leader in MMA. Experience it on FS1.
The UFC returned home for the biggest fight of the year, and we got complete anarchy both inside and outside of the octagon. The FS1 UFC 229 post-fight show starts now. Hello everyone, welcome inside T-Mobile people right here. A lot to get to tonight. We are in Vegas. I am Karen Bryant. This is Tyron Woodley and Michael Bisping. And guys, I mean, really an incredible night of fights. Soiled, though, by a melee that ensued after the champ Khabib Nurmagomedov retained his title and jumped into the crowd.
I just want to make sure no one bottle to beer hit me upside the head because people went in complete pandemonium after that happened. Khabib jumped out of the octagon. He went after Conor's teammate Dylan. Then Khabib's coaches went after Conor after he was recovering for the loss. It was complete chaos.
I have never seen anybody make such a mistake in my entire life. Khabib went out there, performed beautifully. It was a fantastic fight. He did everything perfect. He finished Conor in the 4th round. That was it. It was done. That was revenge. That's all he had to do. He'd had dignity and class all week, and then he ruins it on an epic scale. Absolutely destroyed his reputation, possibly his lightweight title. He's probably going to face criminal charges, a suspension by the commission, might have his visa.
We know, obviously, leading up to this, there was an incident that Conor was the bad guy in this. This instance, he was actually completely innocent. He took shots after the fight, coming from teammates, like you said, of Khabib, and who knows who was throwing punches in there. So wrong. I'm sorry. I can't get over this.
You know, this was personal from the beginning. It started getting into the lineage of the family. It started talking about the thing with Artem Lobov. This was complete personal from the beginning. But I thought these guys would settle it in the octagon. I thought after he went out there and had a crazy performance against Conor McGregor, teeter-tottering fight, drop the mic, brother. You did your job. Exactly. Don't go out there and ruin and put mud on your performance by jumping out of the octagon and being really a fool. I have no other better words to put it.
It was foolish.
Well, this is the beautiful thing about our sport, right? Two guys, they step into the time again, grudge matches where they can't stand one another, but when the fight is done, when the dust settles, they shake hands and it's over. It stays there. That's what should have happened this time. Khabib has destroyed his legacy, in my opinion. I'm a big fan of Khabib. It was an incredible performance, but there is no forgiving what we saw tonight. Khabib, I'm sorry.
My question is, what? Now, we've seen Conor do the same thing. He jumped out and got in Jose Aldo's face, but I don't think he landed a strike, and I don't think he attacked him.
Wasn't the normal lead up to a fight, wasn't the normal hype. Remember the dollar incident in Brooklyn, so there's a lot of emotions. As we said in New York, there's a lot of personal things said about Khabib and his religion and his father and his lineage, all this type of stuff. Obviously, we saw him keep his cool, but it's obviously been harboring in his mind, stewing on that and waiting to get revenge. But the revenge was the fight. He did it perfectly. He made him quit. He made him quit in the 4th round. That should have been it. He should have been nice and smug, big smile on his face, and said, bye-bye, Conor. But no, he blew it.
And that's what's so incredible. I've always had so much respect. As you said, Michael, carried himself with such great composure. And to see this was just really stunning. Like you said, after such a flawless performance from him inside of the octagon. Tyron, you know, people, we've got some highlights now of the fight that we can show you obviously here. It is time to do this. It was a 4th round victory for the champ, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
You know, when I was watching this fight from the beginning, I saw a lot of great things from Conor. He started pressuring, which was extremely smart. When you're backing up, it's very hard. He showed some great takedown defense, a lot of great balance. He even put himself in a tight ball there with persistence of ground and pound. Crazy overhand right landed by Khabib, which we never thought would happen. We thought the straight left hand of Conor would do it. Round 3 comes up again. Much more of the same thing. Takedown attempts, clobbering, pressure fighting. We've seen some great moments from Conor McGregor where he landed some punches, but now we know that Khabib has a chin. He has never had that tested before. Conor showed his heart. I thought he was rope-a-doping him, letting Khabib get to fatigue, but look what happened towards the end.
Well, what happened towards the end is Conor gave up because the choke wasn't even under the chin. It wasn't on the neck. But the thing is, it's easy to sit here and say he gave up. When you're tired, when you've been pounded for 4 rounds, let's not forget that 2nd round, Khabib put it on him bad. And it could have been close to being stopped on a couple of occasions. I'm sure you've got to do something. You've got to fight back. When you get to round 4 and you're that tired, the choke doesn't need to be perfect. The technique doesn't need to be perfect. It sucks.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Michael. At this point, that's a ridiculously painful situation.
No, for sure, absolutely. For sure. I'm still in shock, though. I'm shocked from what I just saw.
Khabib did a great job all week. He made a terrible choice. Now, we can't say, okay, we feel bad for him. Think about all the... This stuff is personal to him.
Well,
so he's contained it as long as he could.
and he had a bad moment where he made a bad choice.
His family are very highly revered in Russia and Dagestan. They're a very classy family. A lot of people have respect for them. And now, I mean, you know, as you say, that's going to be a blow for the family. I mean, let's go back to the fight, though, which was incredible. It certainly delivered. The biggest fight in UFC history, everybody said. It lived up to that hype. The entrances were amazing. The dry ice in the octagon, that was sick. The fight started in the first round. Khabib did what everybody thought he would do. He took him down. Wasn't successful in landing it. Beautiful overhand right, he got him down, and there he took the left hand. I thought he was going to send a message to Conor by snapping his left arm and saying, Conor showed some heart. He showed, listen, I'm still in this fight, I'm going nowhere. But ultimately, we all know what happened. Khabib got him down, choked him out. Well done, Khabib. Congratulations. But that is more.
And you look at Conor, he was doing the old Conor tricks, grabbing the gloves, grabbing the fist, had his toes in the cage, illegal knee to the head. He was making it dirty. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying to win.
No,
so he was trying to get into his mind, and he did that.
You do what you got to do, but the thing is this. Conor's going to end up in some ways winning this situation because he's going to be the victim. So therefore, Khabib blew it. The stories, the public perception are all going to be on Conor's side. They're going to say, "Oh, he got jumped." Everyone feels sorry.
We might see this. We might see this fight
Give
again.
him a rematch.
We might see this fight again because of this.
Let's kick Khabib out the UFC and Conor and Anthony Pettis or Tony Ferguson fight. You know, so ultimately Conor might end up winning in the long run.
Yeah, I don't think Conor's going to get. I don't think Khabib's going to get kicked out of the UFC because we've seen Conor on the other hand.
He might get kicked out of the country. His dad can't get a visa. Okay, as big of a big shot he is.
Events, you look at the events that happened. Conor's been on the other end of some of the similar things.
Hold on, Sharon. Let me tell you something. I'm an Englishman on a green card. Okay, I know how hard it is to get visas to get in here. You can't mess around. You certainly, on the biggest UFC fight of all time, dive over the cage and start assaulting people. That was assault. That's a criminal charge. You can't do that. Visas aren't given to criminals.
But was it assault in Brooklyn as well?
Well, maybe.
Well, he was.
But unfortunately, they're not linked. Well, you know,
they're kind of linked in a way.
It's different. Clearly, folks at home, the three of us have a lot to say about this, and we have a lot of questions as well. Let's now talk to the three gentlemen who were that close to the action, John, Joe, and Dominic. And John, I got to ask you, I'm assuming you guys are in as much shock as we are. What's your take on this situation?
Well, it's hard to focus on the fight given what transpired after the fact, but to me, Joe, this was a calculated thing from Khabib Nurmagomedov. He was going to finish Conor McGregor, and he was going to jump the fence and go after Dylan Dennis.
I don't think that was calculated.
Okay.
I think that was in the moment. He's full of passion, and I think Michael Bisping said it best, that I think Conor is going to come out the victim here, and Khabib's going to have a very difficult time getting a visa, getting a green card. This is incredibly disappointing. I can't believe we needed more security than we actually did, because this place was packed with security. But the fact that his friends jumped into the cage and punched Conor in the face when Conor had no idea that was going to happen. He wasn't even involved in that. The whole thing is extremely, extremely unfortunate, and just a black eye on the sport.
Well, the worst part about it for me as a champion is, as a champion, you are supposed to be revered by everybody. Everybody's supposed to look up to you. Everybody does look up to you. And when you do something like that, kids are watching, families are watching, youngins, and this is how we really want to be treating each other. This is how we want to act as professionals and champions. It's not how we want to be known in the UFC, and it's not how I would ever want to be recognized as a champion. So it's sad to see something like that go down, because it marks a beautiful thing that could have been and makes it ugly.
Well, it shows that what Conor McGregor likes to do is provoke. He likes to talk trash. He likes to get people fired up. Khabib is a very respectful guy. He doesn't do any of that, and when it's done to him, he takes it extremely personally. He doesn't think of this as show business. He thinks this is honor. I mean, this is extreme. He's a very religious man. This is very important to him that he has honor, and when someone disrespects him like that and insults him like that, he's not just going to stand there and take it. He doesn't care if he's the champion. He doesn't care if he loses his green card. He's going to do what he has to do. And someone should have stopped him. Someone from his camp should have stopped him. I mean, and Dylan Dennis should have shut his mouth too. That was the whole thing was ridiculous. The fight was over. He lost.
So obviously you guys were down there. You got the best seats in the house. You were right there. Something happened at the end of the third round. Do you know what Conor said to him? Because Khabib really lost his cool at the end of the third round. He was screaming with his corner. They were arguing. They were trying to calm him down. That was the catalyst. That's what started it.
Khabib was angry because Conor was grabbing Khabib's gloves. He was hooking against his gloves. He was doing it illegally, and And Khabib said it to Herb Dean. He said he did it 3 times. That's what it was all about. That's why he was fired up.
And speaking of conversation, did you hear the conversation between Dylan and Khabib? I think something provocative was said to him that made him jump the fence.
Yes.
Were you guys close enough to hear what he said?
We couldn't hear what he said, but Dylan absolutely was insulting Khabib and saying something to him and provoking him. And then Khabib just jumped over the cage and attacked him. Just jumped into the crowd. I couldn't believe my eyes while it was happening. I thought he was maybe going to get to the top of the cage and say F you or something. But when he went over the top and then into the crowd, I was like, I can't believe this is happening.
Dominic, I have a question for you here. Now we're sitting here theorizing. Do you think that something like this could be a cause for an immediate rematch?
I mean, I don't see why it could, because now we don't even know if we're going to see Khabib back in the country. You don't know what's going to happen. Bisping, like Bisping said, this is criminal stuff that just went on.
Yes.
And what's going to pour into the streets. The bottom line is this. People get bullied all over the world. Just because we're in a fight, just because there's a lot of emotion, that could have been seen as a way to take bullying and be a professional. And it went the opposite way. It poured out, and it turned grimy, and it turned ugly, and it turned filthy. And that's not how it's supposed to be. So it's unfortunate. That's the way it went. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out from here.
The fight was very clear. Khabib dominated the fight, won the fight by submission. There's no need for a rematch. The real question now is, does the UFC strip Khabib? Does the Nevada State Athletic Commission fine him and not allow him to compete again? Do they keep him from coming back to the country? There's some real issues. Michael Bisping said it best. There's some real issues here legally.
And I know Khabib is a principled man. I'm just surprised that he didn't have the intellect or the resolve or the just control, the self-control to not turn this into an absolute nightmare for him moving forward. But that'll probably be the lasting image for a lot of people here tonight. We got to step away. KB, Bisping, Wood, take it away.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, guys, for your insight
Karen,
and your perspective on this. Michael, getting all the accolades for,
I was going to say
for your
it's
legal
official.
prowess, apparently.
It's official. Joe Rogan said it. Michael Bisping said it best.
No,
I will be putting that on a loop on Instagram. I say it best.
I'm more impressed that Dominic said Michael Bisping is correct.
You know what I'm impressed about? I'm impressed that we're not even talking about the fight.
Right?
His actions after the fight are causing us to talk about him hopping the fence and kind of getting hit with blows he shouldn't have been hit. Not about the takedown, not about his persistence, not about his ability to block out all the Irish fans screaming and booing him. He allowed the moment to slip out of his hands by letting his emotions get to him.
I love this job. I enjoy doing this, but I'll be very honest. I want to put this microphone down and go downstairs and find out what is going on backstage because I'm telling you, all hell is breaking loose down there. Something has to be happening. There may be handcuffs involved.
The city's going to be
no idea.
The city's going to be crazy tonight.
Yeah, well, speaking
Vegas
of
is
the
going to be
city,
absolutely
guys,
crazy.
Yeah,
there might be some riots. Russia versus Ireland.
Let's hope not, guys. Speaking of outside, let's take a look outside of T-Mobile Arena. The fans are. Please, let's keep it this way. So much to talk about here on the UFC 229 post-fight show. Stay with us.
William Hill sponsors BT Sports coverage of UFC.
MotoGP is go! Look who's out front. His teammate has managed to get it. The Viziosi. All we need for the MotoGP Championship.
Imagine your home perfectly designed. Picture every piece of furniture handcrafted to your own exacting specifications and guaranteed for 10 years. Every space entirely created around you. Bespoke British furniture. Neville Johnson. Designed, crafted, guaranteed.
Inspired by the tastes and textures of Mexico City. New Sensation Street Mix, a feast for the senses.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk that. At the same time, gotta walk that. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, then we do it all again. They just wanna find a way out, find a way to put a little food up in their mouth. I can kill a verse and then go about my business. You ain't even see it coming, can I get a witness? When I go to sleep, I only dream about my other dreams. If you want it, gotta get it, gotta live it, no condition.
Over 1 million people have come to L&C for expert mortgage advice. To glide through your mortgage choices like a market-savvy swan, get in touch and let's L&C how we can help for free.
Experience Control GX for Men. The shampoo with a brain. So smart, it reduces grey gradually. The more you shampoo with Control GX, the less grey you have. Smart. Gradually reduce grey with Control GX from Just for Men. Now available for anti-dandruff and lighter shades.
With BT TV, you'll never miss a minute of the action. Go to Sport on the BT player to find the latest. There's more exclusive action from the UEFA Europa League. Catch up on our most recent Premier League matches. Premiership 2. And if you're on the move, use the BT app to watch on all your devices. When it's too good to miss, we've got it covered. BT TV.
William Hill sponsors BT Sports coverage of UFC.
Welcome back to the post-fight show inside T-Mobile Arena. Karen, Tyron, and Michael here with you with Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, all up in it with us here. Derek, obviously, congratulations are in order, and we definitely want to talk to you about your fight, but we've got to ask you first and foremost your take on what happened after Khabib and Conor fought.
I was happy to see that because I kind of thought they was going to get the bonus. So I'm sure Dana White going to take the bonus from Khabib from that. So hopefully they give it to me.
Interesting take.
I definitely think Khabib isn't getting a bonus.
I don't think so.
Can I ask you, is there any part of your body that's still hot right now? Do you need to lose your clothes? Would you like to take your pants off? In England, there's a term, Betty Swallocks. Okay.
Okay, we think we know what that means.
Maybe.
Okay.
Black Beast, I have a question for you. We said it time and time again. We saw you looking for that right hand. What did you do to set it up? You went jab cross, that didn't land. You threw it like 9 times, and finally got close enough and land that right hand. Walk us through what happened.
My coach kept just saying keep at it, let me know how much time we had left. And so I was like, okay, his punches not hurting anymore like it was in the first round. So I was just really used to just getting the hit, just making sure I didn't fall to the ground while he was hitting, really. And just wait for the moment.
There was many times in the fight it looked like you were hurt. Obviously he's tall, he's got great striking. He looked good, and he definitely tagged you a few times. How badly were you hurt on those occasions where you kind of turned away?
But I wasn't hurt. It was just really my eyes. Like he poked me. I don't know if he poked me or hit me in my eye, and it blurred both my eyes really, and I really couldn't see then.
So you were down to, you were down to the last few seconds of the fight. Obviously you had to know that you were behind on the scorecards, and you pulled out an emphatic stoppage right at the end of the fight. But did you know you had to knock him out to win?
It wasn't a close fight, so I knew I had to finish it sooner or later.
So, Derek, what happened in this fight? When I spoke to you on Thursday, and we were sort of joking about the Ngannou fight, and you swore you were going to perform better than that, which you did. But was this the performance you expected to get out of yourself tonight?
I wanted to, for sure, perform better, and especially in the first round. But today, just the atmosphere, it really got to me. All week long, it didn't bother me, but whenever I came out and the fans and seeing the atmosphere and keep hearing everybody keep talking about it, and I guess it really got to me, and I guess it gassed me out in the first round.
I'm going to take full credit because as the fight was going forth in the third round, I leaned over to KB and I say, it only take one punch.
That's right.
3, 2, blow. He hit the ground and you went ham on him. When you know you have that punching power, when it get laid in those rounds, is that something that you thrive on, or is it just this time you knew you had to get it done?
It is something I thrive on. My coach don't want me to doing stuff like that. I know I got to really spend more time in the gym. At first, before this camp right here, I only spent like 30 minutes a day in the gym, and this camp right here, I spent an hour. And I know now I got
a bit more, brother. Just a little bit more.
How many hours you spending?
I was going to say, maybe
About
next
90
time do
minutes.
an hour and a half session. I do two hour and a half sessions twice a day, maybe a run in the morning. And you mentioned cardio after the fight. Of course, you got to be close to a title shot now. You beat Ngannou. You just looked amazing there against Volkov. But you kind of played it down. Surely you got to be looking for that
You're
shot.
number 2 heavyweight in the world.
Yeah,
bro.
I am, but I also know I got to step my game up. You know, I can't be really getting gassed out in the first round like that.
35 minutes.
Yeah.
35 minutes? Okay.
On a treadmill.
Derek, I have to ask because in the past it's been a cheese plate with some wine and your pinky up. How do you celebrate the victory over Volkov?
Probably just going to go home, throw my wife's legs up in there and see what goes from there.
You know what? We can always expect something great from my man, Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
Delivering
on
us
TV?
with the lines.
Hey, you're a married man. It is what it is, you know.
Derek, you are a gift that keeps on giving to the MMA world. My goodness, you are so much fun inside and outside of the octagon. Thanks so much for joining us up here.
Congratulations as well, my man.
Awesome. The Black Beast up in this place, the best ever. Stay with us, folks. The UFC 229 post-fight show rolls on. Lots to talk about. Conor, Khabib, Tony Ferguson was back with Flair. Stay with us here. Lots more to come.
William Hill sponsors BT Sports coverage of UFC.
Frank Warren has described him as a new Nigel Benn. Rankings.
We're looking at the next generation here on BT Sport.
Can't go wrong.